Shanti, morning in Koh Phangan, watching the sunrise here over Thailand. And this morning I've gotten up to come watch the sunrise, to do some stretching and strength gaining exercises, focusing on mobility, a little bit flexibility. Really it's going to be pretty well rounded. But when we go through the different moves, it's important to draw the core in towards the spine, really engage, and tilt the pelvis in just a little bit. So we want to be very conscious of how we're holding our posture. If we're overextending, we want to bring it into a straight line. And if we're hunched over, just focus on drawing those shoulders up and down, keeping the core tight. Okay. So, to begin, we'll just come down to a simple seated position, whether or not that's sitting on your heels or cross-legged. Going to just take a moment here and feel your body. Feel whatever it's feeling. If you have tension in your shoulders, your neck, something's hurting or causing discomfort, just take a moment, take 3 deep breaths, maybe close your eyes and draw that breath into the spot where you feel that tension. Begin to think about the alignment of your body, how your vertebrae stacked one on top of another. And we're going to begin by standing up and just warming up the joints, turning the wrists one way and then the other. One leg comes off the ground, working the ankle one direction then the other, placing it back on the ground, switching, both feet on the ground, bend your knees and just draw the knees in little figure 8s, warming them up. Just being gentle with the body and letting it know that it's going to be doing some movement here. Hands on the hips, your feet are hip distance apart. As you draw the hips in circles, one way, 2 times, big circles. And then the other. Going to keep the feet hip distance apart now. Spread your toes onto the mat or ground that you're standing on, so there's as much distance between your big toe and your little toe as possible. Feel your feet pushing firmly into the floor as you push down through your shins, engaging in your thighs. It should be tight. You don't want to hyperextend, so it should be strengthened. Your butt is pulling down and in, it's engaged. You're starting to stand up straight. Shoulders are relaxed and your chin is parallel with the ground. Looking straight in front of you. Inhale, feeling your ribcage expand. And exhale. Do this again 3 more times. Feeling your ribcage expand to a greater capacity each time. And slowly exhaling. Slower each time. Now drawing your hands slowly overhead on the inhale. Palms are going to meet. The elbows come to meet as you exhale and bring it down in front of you. Palms open up again. Focusing on the shoulders, inhaling palms up together, looking up towards the palms, elbows come together, exhale as you draw them back down towards the chest. And one last time. the back can be flat. Maybe that means placing your hands on your shins and looking down directly at the ground. And then just releasing here and letting gravity kind of take you down to the ground. Maybe bending your knees a little bit so your stomach rests onto your thighs, allowing you to come closer to the ground. This isn't about touching your hands to the floor, it's about releasing the lower back. So allowing the neck to relax, maybe looking directly behind you, and then inhaling your hands up in front of you. Come up, bending back, hands come to meet, bringing them back down to cross center, releasing. And again, inhaling the hands coming up, exhaling over the table, looking down at the ground, holding it here for a second, and then releasing. Inhaling, walking your hands forward to come up, palms together. Exhaling as they come down and release. Last time, inhaling, the palms come up overhead, the shoulders are relaxed down. Looking at your palms, bending back a little bit to the upper spine, then coming in flat back, all the way down. And here, opening your feet up a little bit greater to hip distance, and just shaking back and forth a little bit where you are, feeling the core pulling in. Your hands come to meet in the back, so you get a fist, and pulling them overhead, moving the weight into your toes, and then shifting it into the heels, toes, little movements, feeling the muscles in your feet activate, in your legs, your shins, all the way working up. And then bringing your hands on either side of your feet, you're going to put your weight into your right foot and step back as far as you can with your left foot, bringing your knee down onto the ground. Inhaling here, you're going to bring your hands directly up overhead. Your arms go behind your ears. You inhale, your fingertips reach towards the sky. You feel your lower part of the body moving down towards the sky, down towards the ground as your head, upper body, fingers reach towards the sky and elongate. Inhale here. Exhale. Hands come down on either side of the front foot. Going to step forward with the left foot. Hang down. Hands walk forward. Come on. Full back bend. Standing up, palms come to meet. Head down. Open up. And already you might be able to feel some difference in your body, one side to the other. Inhaling up. Down. Hands on either side of your feet. Feeling the ground. Planting into it with your left foot, stepping back with your right foot as far as you can. Your knee comes down on this side. Inhaling your hands up. You face each other. Your fingers are spread wide. And you feel the lower part of your body moving down towards the ground as the upper part raises. Inhale here and feel your ribcage expand. And exhale gently. Thinking about what's going on now in your face, if it's relaxed or you're already starting to feel tension in it. And then your hands come down on either side of your foot. We're going to step back, plank position. So feeling, pushing with your palms as firmly as you can into the ground. Your heels are pointed towards the back of the room. Your legs are straight, so really try to point with your heels. Holding this, feeling the engagement. And then dropping down, do a very slow push-up. We're going to count for 10 as we go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And pushing back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming down one more time. Should be halfway there. Keeping your body tight and pushing back up. Moving your breath to gain strength and help you move. It's a really strengthening exercise. So pushing up is going to be quite hard. Dropping your knees. We're going to bring our chest down to the ground and our chin. So we're butts in the air. Your elbows are coming back. So your elbows are as close together as they can be. Against the body, pushing into the shoulder blades. You're pointing directly back. Your hands are directly under your shoulder. Drop your toes to the ground. Inhale and slide forward. And here, we're going to bring our toes off the ground, bring our hands up off the ground for Superman. And hold this for 40 seconds. Thumbs are pointing up. We're looking up towards the sky, toes are pointed. You're engaged with your core and squeezing. Bringing our hands out to the side for a letter T. Bring your thumbs up another inch. Drawing the hands down towards the thighs. Bring your chest up another inch taller. And then release and relax. Flipping over to your back. Going to go to a hollow hold. So your feet come off the ground about 45 degrees. Your lower back is planted onto the ground. Shoulders are off. Looking just over your toes. So we're going to engage the whole body to do this and hold it for 40 seconds as well. Taking your breath. Let's go. Burnt out on the push-ups, you can drop your knees down, but if you still feel like you have the strength, come up, bring your knees away from the ground, come into plank, engage. We're going to drop down for 10. This time we're going to hold it for 10, and then push back up for another 10, count of 10. So let's go. 1, 4, halfway down. Now hold here. Halfway. Push back up. halfway there. Holding an inch off the ground. And pushing to come back up slowly. Coming back down. One more Superman. Pointing your toes as high as you can. Thumbs towards the ceiling. Using that to come up an inch higher. And then releasing, come down, flip over to the other side. Alright, a hollow hold. Holding for 40 seconds again. Drawing the core down. All the way in, trying to keep your lower back onto the ground. Come, give yourself a impact. Pulling side to side, back and forth. And then come back down. If you want, you can place your hands under the small of your back there. We're going to bring the legs out, just hovering 30 degrees off the ground, and hold this for 10. We're going to rest range, draw our feet up to 90-degree angle. Toes come to flex like we're standing against the sky with feeling, pulling down in the core to allow that length. And then slowly we're going to drop the right leg down, keeping the left leg up. Drawing your foot up. Switching the leg. Drawing it back up. And then 3 with the legs together, coming slowly down. And up. 2. And up. Last one. Flipping over, coming back to plank. And we're going to come into a lizard stretch, drawing your left leg on the outside of your left hand. Relaxing in your shoulders, coming down with your lower body closer to the ground. And then if you're comfortable to drop your knee, inhale, hands up. Looking up to the sky. And then releasing. Hands back onto the ground, coming up to your toes. keeping that back leg straight as you can by pushing into your heel. Your right hand is planted, pushing into the ground. Inhale your left hand up so that you're twisting over that knee. It's off the ground. And then looking up towards the sky, really pushing into that hand so that we don't sink down into our shoulder. You really want to push, like someone's grabbing your fingertips and pulling you up. Placing that hand back on the ground, stepping back, switching feet to the other side. So here, feeling your left hand pushing firmly into the ground, releasing with your right hand as you reach up towards the sky. Placing your hand back down on the ground, stepping back, plank, placing our knees down onto the ground. You're going to focus your attention on your right hand and left knee, pushing them firmly into the ground. You inhale to draw your left hand and right foot up off the ground. Your gaze goes to your fingertips. You're looking out over your left hand. And then exhale to bring your knee and your elbow to knee as you curl into a ball. Inhale to lengthen, reaching. And exhaling all of the air out of your lungs if possible. And one more time. And then switching, placing your left hand back onto the ground. Putting the pressure there as you inhale the right hand, left knee floats up. Exhale. Elbow together. Inhale to lengthen. Drawing it back in. One more time. Placing it back down onto the ground. We're going to bring our right leg up so that the toes are pointed towards the ceiling. Just going to do a tiny lift, 20 times. 20. Like 1-inch movement with your toes going towards the sky. 7, 6. And now straighten that leg. Hips are parallel with the floor, toes are pointed for 20 lateral lifts, back lift. 9, 10. And that's 20, dropping that foot back to the ground, switching legs, knee comes to 90 degrees, toes pointed towards the ceiling, for 21 interval lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Straighten that leg. And let it down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. a side plank, lifting the hips up high towards the ceiling. Going to drop the hips down and raise them up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switching sides. Coming down onto plank with our forearms on the ground. Our elbows are below the shoulders, feet are off the ground. You're looking down at the ground. Engage here. We're just going to hover back and forth for 30. Pulling the core up. 10. 10 left. And then coming down. Pushing up, we're going to push into downward facing dog. So, feet are hip distance apart. Trying to bring the heels down to the ground. You're pushing with your palms to lengthen out your back. Pedaling your feet out, your heels one at a time coming down to the ground. Inhaling to lengthen. And then drawing one leg up. You're going to kick it over the back and look back at that foot. Trying to keep your shoulders parallel to the ground so the upper body stays still. You're not twisting in your upper body, just the lower body. Placing that leg back on the ground and then switching. Dropping your knees onto the ground, sitting back onto your heels, coming down into child's pose, your head resting onto the ground. Walking your fingertips forward just another inch. Inhale, feel your ribcage expanding. And then walking your hands back towards your knees to come up. So it's an easier session today, but you're working to build strength with this slow movement that you're breathing through, and you're really tearing apart the muscle fibers with those really slow movements. If you're still feeling like you haven't pushed it enough, do a few more sets of those slow controlled push-ups and a few more sets of the 90-degree leg lifts, bringing them down almost to the ground, coming back up. Last thing is just a simple stretch. Cross one leg over the other, making sure that you're sitting down on both sides of your butt. Fingertips come to the ground, relaxing in your shoulders. Chin is parallel with the ground. Sit here tall for just an instant before inhaling, drawing the hand that's opposite the knee, crossed over, up look out over that shoulder. And coming back to do a counter pose. Just switch to the other side and do like a little mini push-up. Switching legs. Grounding both sides of the butt. Fingertips come to the ground. Feeling shoulders relax. Inhaling here, feeling that space between your thigh and your stomach. Inhaling, one hand up overhead. Other hand comes to the center of the back as the elbow comes to meet the knee. Inhaling to grow taller. Exhaling to twist. Position. Placing your hands gently on your knees. And do a quick scan of your body. Feeling now how it feels compared to when we started just 30 minutes ago. Feeling if your shoulders are more relaxed or tense. Where in your body there's space.